Okay, well, thank you everyone for planning to spend some time with me today to talk about the data management plan, and we're going to speak about the content and the rationale as to what is included in the data management plan. Our learning objectives for today: we're going to identify the rationale for the creation of a robust DMP. We're going to list the components of a DMP as defined in the Society of Clinical Data Management, Good Clinical Data Management Practices, and that's a lot of words and a lot of acronyms. It's SCDM, GCDMP. I was one of the co-authors of this chapter, and it's basically a collaboration from all different groups of folks that are in pharma, biotech, independent CROs, and all different other modes in the industry that came up with the best practices and what should be included in the data management plan. We'll describe the documentation required for a DMP when we're utilizing both paper and EDC applications, because we may have something a little extra when we're doing EDC. And then apply standards for creating, approving, and maintaining data management plans. By definition, a DMP is a well-designed document that provides a detailed description of how to handle data under any foreseeable circumstances and establishes processes for how to deal with unplanned issues. When we start developing our data management plan, we try to anticipate ways that we can fix anything that might go wrong, different checks and balances, and there are always those times when there is a situation that we've not expected, and so we need to have an opportunity then to capture that information either within the body of the DMP or as an addended report to that. And we all know what we need to do as data managers. Our primary deliverable is a study database that is accurate, secure, reliable, and ready for analyses. So we have to deliver that to our biostatisticians so that they can actually prove the hypotheses that was listed in the protocol. And for a team to work cohesively, personnel should refer to the DMP for a consistent approach to processes and guidelines for conducting data management activities. So it's recommended, if you can possibly have a template for your data management plan that you can go in and then make amendments depending on what kind of a study you may have. We know that the data management plan is an auditable document. We have to ascertain the degree to which the project team adheres to the processes described in the DMP. And so if, you know, that general rule of thumb, if you didn't document it, then you didn't do it. Make sure that we document all of our processes and things that we are doing so that they can determine that we haven't biased our data in any way, shape, or form. The purpose of the DMP is to document process and procedures. It promotes consistent, efficient, and effective data management practices. It will communicate to the stakeholders information to create database ready for the data analyses. It will document our practices and decisions pertaining to the study. It must comply to regulatory guidelines and standard operating procedures, and it must address any procedural or protocol updates. So that's why we talk about our data management plan being a living document that can be amended as required so that it's not static. And even though I know that in some companies we will work on a data management plan and it may not be signed off in total until the end of the study, which in my experience hasn't necessarily been that way. Normally we get it signed off once the study goes live so that everybody knows exactly what we're doing. But there may be different requirements, especially if you are a service provider, CRO, that it is going to work for a sponsor. They may have different requirements and when they want to sign off on the DMP. But we'll look at the creation strategy. And we have many steps here in the creation strategy, such as creating during study setup phase. It has to be based on the protocol. The scope of work considerations really need to be fleshed out and identified in our body of the data management plan. Any kind of requirements that the contract may have, and statistical analysis plans looking at your key variables. We want to document our data flows, our case report forms, and the annotated or blank case report form, and there are other supporting documents that may be included as appendices to the DMP. When we look at the creation during the study setup phase, we need to identify the key elements. So obviously we will get our timelines from our project manager, and they will be defined, and they'll be given that time according to the task. And we'll donate the length of time allotted to complete each task. and then the projected date of completion. A lot of companies will put their Gantt charts or Microsoft project reports as part of their DMP under the timelines category.